Nice work on the Rostov one-shot. Well, cheers, Kroban. It's not done yet, though. I mean, I still gotta fight that war. But that's much too much excitement for a Monday evening. What we need is to cure insomnia with some delicious Patrician 4. And it's gonna... Wait, I think I loaded the wrong save there. I'm pretty sure I loaded the wrong save. P4 is not nearly as horrible as Wronghold, though. Yeah, true that. What do I have here? Fiddled. That sounds like the right one. I hope it worked, though. So, welcome back to Patrician 4. Okay, good, it is done. Seems I have a lot of explaining to do because I spent a long time trying to deal with this game. So, the game is, I'm gonna say bugged. I mean, I'm sure it's not acknowledged as bugged, but it is an issue. Where you actually can't keep the princes happy enough. Because their satisfaction goes down so quickly that you won't even have enough gifts to give them to buy up all the land. So that's kind of agitating, kind of extremely agitating. So not one to be discouraged. I fiddled around with it until I found a way to set everybody's possessions to 100%. So hopefully that should deal with them. It might not. I haven't actually tried this out to see if it works. The exception is Mecklenburg, because I have to somehow get his land routes. That won't be easy, but it will be something. And I had a request previously to ask what can be edited, or rather, what editing I have done in the game files. So, since I am probably the largest, potentially the only streamer of Patrician 4, I might as well show what we do. Let's see if I can actually get something sorted out for that. Where, oh where are my files? Patrician. Good. Now, I want to know that we've got the right things here. Yeah, that seems about right. And what about you? That does not seem about right. Let me get Notepad opened up as well. Good. Extremely good. Okay, so first of all, this is looking at the wrong thing. Any plans on when you'll stream Empire Earth, Jake? Well, that plan was yesterday, but it took so long to set up that it's not anymore. Probably on the Wildcard Wednesday in that case. That's what we're looking for. I don't think there's anything too revealing there, so that's fine. Alright, so first and foremost, what you need are the modding files. And there are plenty of those, but you have to go online to find them. So in Patrician 4, you have to create your INI folder, whilst laughing at the certain kind of files there are here. I mean, really. Then you have all these different files that you have access to, and you can pretty much ignore the town map ones unless you really want to get deep into actually making your own places in the game, because you can create your own cities, as far as I'm aware. I don't bother with that though. The most important thing is how to get rid of pirates, and for that I think it's Sea Battle that we want to have a look at. So we check out Sea Battle. Let's get rid of you for a sec. And it's in a horrible mix of German and English. In fact, anything that involves German is usually the horrible part. And it was Barcode Battler who asked for this, who's actually in the chat, saying that they were the ones to request this, so you can direct your thanks to them. In this game, the battles with pirates are the biggest pain in the arse that there are. So what you want to do, I mean, there's lots of things that you can check out here. Just run this through a quick translation or find a German if you want to know what each of these things are. Or tweak and look, do it the good old way. But most of this doesn't matter. What does matter are these values here. Now you have anything that's 0 is the regular Massive Kugeln. I guess that's the regular cannonball shot. This is the damage that it does to enemy hulls, this is the damage it does to enemy sails, and this is the damage it does to enemy crew. There are the 3 kinds of damage you can do in this. So what you do is you set Cannonball 0 to only do 1 damage in anything. Maybe you could set it to 0, I haven't tried. The AI only, as far as I know, use this cannonball shot. I have been hit with other ones, but I suspect that was friendly fire. Then you pick one of the other two, it really doesn't matter which, and you multiply these values by 100. I think damage to hull by chain shot, which is this one, Kettenkugeln, was only 100, so I made it 10,000. Same for damage to, same for damage hulls, sails, and I really upped the one on crew. And that means you can just completely destroy ships with attacks from this. But you don't want to set it too high or else you'll instantly destroy a ship and then you won't be able to capture. Unless you don't want to capture pirate ships, which would be a fair way to offset the fact that you are a cheating bugger going into the game files. Jake, you could maybe make a Steam guide describing these steps. I'm not that altruistic. Otherwise, as far as I'm aware, none of this stuff makes much of a gameplay impact. Maybe this stuff, sure. But there were other files there, weren't there? So let's look back into the window directory. Town list, just shows the towns. Town battle, forget that. The ship data might be something that you want to change for whatever reason, because you can actually change all the costs and such for your ships, but this is just outright cheating. You can afford this stuff, you can do this, you can change the capacity of your ships. The VMIN, I think that's velocity. And lots of words. I mean, max HP, some kind of strange German term that I haven't looked up yet. Perhaps the most important thing you can change are the goods that they cost, because if you're not very good at supplying all the goods to everywhere, then it might get a little difficult actually supplying all the goods for your ships. So, another consideration. Do we have anything else we want to set up? Somebody's asking what Notepad++ theme I'm using. I think it's dark chocolate or chocolate coffee. Something involving one of those. What else do I change, though? I don't think I changed anything in gameplay. A lot of things that you can change here, but I didn't see the point. I wanted to play this as close to vanilla as possible while still being enjoyable. But one of the big things that I changed was right here, Mission INI. I still don't fully understand this file, but it does have all the requests that you get at the guild, the tavern. I don't care much about those, but they include the Lord requests. So where are those? MCAT Sovereign are the ones. The most important one is LF09, if I can find it. In the early part of me playing this game, the only real reason I was able to sustain the Lord's happiness, if I can ever find this mission, where in the world is it? Don't tell me I killed it at some point. Well, it'll be here somewhere. Oh, it's because I highlighted the wrong thing, isn't it? I wanted LF09. Yep, there somewhere. Here we go. LF09 is the mission where the prince demands money from you. And just so we're clear, we're talking about when you go to this guy and he says, give money. Well, we don't encourage that kind of behavior here. Now, it doesn't show very often, and that's a problem because it only ups his happiness by 10%, whereas his happiness goes down by roughly 2% every day. You can see how that doesn't add up. So what we do is that we take the mission logic, setup, and text for it, and then duplicate that file many times, giving them new missions so they can trigger again and again. I have yet to get anything good out of idle time, or even max count, but minimum rank just means what rank in the game you can start getting them. So, to a degree, setting up all these duplicate missions helped, but there comes a point where even that is not enough, and the lords just become unbearable. So what I did, courtesy from somebody in chat, and I'm sorry I can't remember who it was, but I'm pretty sure they began with a V. Hey, I can try and find them, right? Oh, no, I did find them. I found them all right. Viztar suggested this, where what we took instead was another one of the missions, if I can just remember which one that was. It was LF15. By taking LF15's mission logic and switching it with the LF19 mission setup, we were able to get the buying lands whenever we wanted. And what I did was I used that to determine which bytes in the game it allocates towards your ownership of land, and change those out so we can be done with the princes, because I hate the princes in this game. And yes, I'm putting my hand up saying that I have externally modified this game. I've been doing that since day one with all these, because Calypso, you made Tropico. It was pretty good. You made this game. It's a game. There is room for improvement. So yes, that's where I stand with it. I don't care the fact that I'm changing it because I wouldn't be playing it otherwise. What else is there to really touch on this stuff though? The missions has been set back to pretty much how I've had it for the whole thing, so there hasn't been any more jiggery buggery. One thing to note though, if you are doing a bit of fiddling with the game, let's get rid of this stuff for a moment, is that if you open your logbook and you still have old assignments here, your game will crash if you have modified this file very much, specifically by modifying existing missions that you have used in their logic, their text and whatnot. It will crash the moment you open this, so if you're going to tinker, open this logbook up with your original files and delete all the ones that you've completed. Took me about 5 minutes to do it because you have to click on one and then click cancel. Can't really do it for the treasure map, but what you gonna do? Okay, I think that has covered modifications for Patrician 4. If there are other questions, then, well, don't ask them now because I'm probably not going to be doing that anymore. I will, however, close down my stuff here because I don't need that getting in my way, so goodbye. Also gives me a chance to check what skin I'm using here for Notepad++, if I can even remember where it is. Is it under view somewhere? I honestly have no idea. Oh, here it is. The font is Deja Vu Sans Mono. What? Oh, and the theme is Choco. There we go. Wasn't that good? Anyway, away you go and back to the game we go. So the game has changed now. We don't have lords that are at my heels all the time, with the exception of Mr. Rostock, which is funny because he's the guy we've been trying to woo this whole time. I'm not entirely sure how best to deal with him right now, because his satisfaction is going to go down and I want it to be up and up. I think I'm just going to accept the fact that he's going to be a bit of a bugger and attack me every now and then. But hopefully I can find good opportunities to raise his satisfaction and buy more land routes. After we have all the land routes, then I can just up him to the final bit of possession, but that costs us like 100 million. Oh, you also might have noticed that I used to have money. I zeroed my dosh when I did this because I felt pretty bad for modifying the game. But what you gonna do? Also pretty happy to see that the viewer count has cut itself in half. Must be all these people that are too excited by Patrician 4 and have to go out and play it themselves. So yes, all is pretty well for us here. Have you ever played the Tropico games? I played 3 and 4. They were alright. Nah, they were pretty good actually. Jake, you can't buy land routes after you have 100% possession. Correct. You can't even interact with these guys after you get it to 100. So, no. Alright, what else is there? Anything else? Wagon raids? I have read online, although not confirmed for myself, that wagon raids will never stop, even after you make the princess happy. We're going to test that by reactivating this land route and seeing how it goes. On the other hand, have you actually finished any more of your wagons? Wagon train. Okay, wagon train. Can I not make multi-trains here? What is your major alpha? There we go. Alright, you're going to double up so you can do a bit more. And I'm going to get you some nice happy mercenary scum. They will protect your wagon trains from attacks and tax collectors. Well, we will see about that, won't we? Get back to work and we'll see how well you do. If they get attacked, then forget it. There is no redemption for this bloody game. Okay, I think I've covered most things. We have a problem though. That is that starvation is rife because I have not been producing enough grain. I really cut down on grain production. I didn't have the people producing grain, which was a big part of the problem. And why have I got all my hemp here? Oh, I probably sold it there to make some money. Let's at least keep some of it for ourselves, but it would be nice to make our enemy cut down his own grain farms. So yes, I have a lot to repair about the Hansa, because I was focusing so much on Mr. Rostov. that a lot of things broke down. But we can get to that. It would also be nice to destroy that pirate hideout. Rostock, for example, I need that grain badly. You're producing it. Fair play to you on that one. But I fear that I'm not actually transporting that grain. So do we have the Rostock to Albert? Well, we have the Cloth Dally, which is deactivated yet again. It'll probably deactivate itself. But the unsinkable grain train needs to work. And I think the Wildcard Thagnus can help out with that. I also need to check out where else I am producing grain, see if there's anywhere else that can help me out. It's just Aalborg, Rostock and Groningen. Groningen do not have much wheat right now. And it's actually a bit of a problem that, wow, nowhere near enough workers doing that. Probably because I have too many working these other things. So Groningen is 50% smithy. It's should be the rest on the grain trains. Actually, really, why do I have so few people working the grain? I have 3 other businesses, apparently. Aha, I have sheep farms. Well, not anymore, I don't. Then I should have one other one elsewhere. I wonder if there are any people that haven't seen this game here at all and are just kind of sitting down now going, what is this? Having me lured into a false sense of security courtesy of Patrician. Because it would make me laugh. It would make me laugh heartily. Alright, it's clear that grain is a bigger problem than the smithy right now, so I'm going to get rid of a lot of my smithy production. Keep just enough so that my my things continue. Yeah, my things. Good job, Jake. But at least that's another 300 grain coming in per day. We need a lot of grain every day. In fact, my burgers are starving. And another problem is that the cheese isn't getting out enough. And, well, Novgorod is finally up to scratch as it should be. And my dairies are working really hard, so that's also good. I'm very happy with how Novgorod is doing, as well I should. Metal goods, blah blah blah. Yes, you're going to die. Then there's clothing and besieging. We don't care about that. I care about destroying hideouts. Give me some respite from bloody pirates. So, where is my hunter? I should have a Stockholm hunter. The auto I Love Riga is still getting to work. Okay, where's my hunter? Stockholm. He is already there. Alright, get to work. How large can the cities get in this game? Around about 60,000. It varies from city to city, but 60,000 is a good rule of thumb. Alright, the starvation is going to hurt badly, so I need to massively increase production of all the foods. Now, Haarlem is always struggling a bit with getting that... okay, well, it's struggling with a lot of things, but it doesn't have that hemp. What is Nimwagen's problem? That they're not getting that hemp out. They have so much hemp! The problem is they do 1 trip in 3 days. Okay, so they need a lot more. The Nimwagen to Aalborg hemp. Frichy needs to be updated. Also, I need my ship name form. Where is it? And where's my link for the... anybody got that short link for the ship names? So that I can put it in the title? Because I am going to need more of them. Somebody says I should put in one called Ryukyu, but it definitely wasn't me that put that that one in. Nonetheless, I need to go to Neshtved, where all my ships are now. I need to grab my river Cogs. We're going to get another one, and you are going to be the Nimwagen to Hallborg hemp again. And what are we going to call? Well, I might as well call you Ryukyu, right? I don't even need to save and load one. I know exactly how this works. Nimwagen to Haarlem. At Nimwagen. Take all the hemp, please. Get in, please. And at Haarlem, just dump it all. Great. Long name, but that'll do. I should also have a wild card that can help us move some of that hemp, because I have way too much. So, wild card... Because I know... Oh, I put them at the end because of... No, they should be at the top. Period wild card. Koenigsberg. Doesn't have a ton of space, but it should be enough to get some work done there. And then there was the wildcard Thagnus, who I wanted to help bring this grain back from Rostock. Maybe even feed some of these starving people immediately. That seems like a cleverer thing to do. Let's use our incredible cheated files to just obliterate him like he messed with the Balkans. Probably one of my favourite lines from the poem. When you mess with the Balkans, you get obliterated, since victory is one thing upon which they are fixated. Then again, rhyming miscalculations with vassalized Croatians. Don't want to toot my own horn, but that was a good one. Alright, so the Stockholmers are starving as well. They're also not producing some boats for me. I never ever have enough carvels. Oh, but I don't have enough money now. I better keep that in mind. Dinner fork's looking a bit battered there, probably because of all these ship. No, it's just the one ship. Okay, good. Wildcard Koenigsberg is on the prowl, and I am taking that grain, and I am feeding these people ASAP. Because hot damn, they are hungry. Right, Visby is also starving. They need food bad. Feed the city lasting. And again, do you actually have a grain train? I don't even remember ever setting up a run from Groningen elsewhere. I guess not. So I mean, Groningen produces these goods and I don't even take them anywhere of importance. They do have plenty of metal tools. That's good. That's actually very good. I want those tools and that grain brought back, which means I need trains for them. Shouldn't need too much for either, but let's get on that. A regular cog should do for the metal goods. So it's Groningen to Aalborg Tool, and somebody wants us to call them the Falklands. Oh, sure, why not? Go to Groningen, go back to Aalborg, and bring me those goodies. Go to Aalborg Tool. But I need another one for the grain. The thing is, grain has a lot higher tonnage, which is probably not the correct term to use for it. I'm just saying that there's a lot of grain to move in not a lot of time. Probably something that will require 2 carvels. In the absence of 2 carvels, I guess a bunch of Hanseatic cogs would do. Not swimming in those. Not swimming in carvels though. But I think that's because a certain somebody ate them all up. Hulks are nice, they're good and fast, but Hanseatic cog is probably what we're going to have to make do with. Either that or loads of basic cogs. How much grain do these guys produce and how long is the journey? The journey is 6 days. And every day they produce 300. So 3 Hanseatic cogs is plenty. Probably more than necessary actually, but hey. Go to Groningen, grab all the grain. Go to Aalborg, ditch all the grain. Gotta be careful not to tell him to load all the grain at Aalborg. Easy mistake to make, but it would undo everything. Groningen to Aalborg grain train. Gr to Aalborg grain. I think I call it Gurn. And I like Swole Patrol, but well, why not? Swole Patrol. Swole Patrol. Brilliant. Get to work. Is there anything else that needs doing? Not currently. The lack of grain production still bothers me. Not nearly as much as the lack of other foodstuffs, though. For example, what's stopping Stavanger bringing in tons of meat right now? When I look to my meat production, Stavanger should be absolutely hamming the stuff out. And by all accounts, they are. 100 a day. That's no small amount of meat. And we even have the SS no taxes, and they are working, so good. So yes, they bring me meat. The other guy that should be bringing lots of meat is Oslo. Why is Oslo not bringing me tons of meat? Okay, I will grant you a slight lack of workers. But you're not missing any salt. We are apparently, though, missing raw materials. For what, though? Do I have salters? Apparently I do. Where would my salters be? I think I've asked myself. Ah, they're right here. And you're tragically lacking wood. So what you need to do is actually hold on to a lot more wood than you currently do. Oh, well, no, you hang on to tons of it. Well, I'll see if I can't sort out your wood problem, but you do bring plenty of stockfish. With that in mind, I've already reduced this. Well, as the population picks up, things will get better. I will probably in all my cities drown the markets later on, so that my enemies shut down their businesses, but that's a little bit in the future. The other kind of food is stockfish, but that's easy to check because it all comes from Haarlem. I don't want to ignore Bergen though, because they're meant to be bringing in some meat too. But I think they do fine as they are. Haarlem, fish. You really need to kick up the production of that. Salt is not a problem, but hemp almost always is. So what do I do? Well, I of course grab the Wildcard, Thagnus. He's heading back, he's going to pick up this metric ton of hemp and he's going to drop it off once more. Rostock's wheat is... it'll get out there. I'm just going to take it from market, I don't need it that flooded. Well, I want it relatively flooded because it'll make my competitor shut his businesses down, and that's always good for me. So we'll get you over there. We have a ton of salt as well, though. Hold that thought. I want to disperse that salt. Oslo should have plenty of it. Thousands of it. I mean, no half measures around here. Oddly enough, they don't have enough hemp. Stavanger have tons of salt. Bergen have enough salt. So down we go here. Makes me wonder if the salt brigades are actually doing their rounds well enough. Looks like salt is kind of undersupplied around here. So what I need to do is find my salt man. Oh yeah, it was bacon. But you're not the only Salt West guy. There's also you, and you're tiny. Well, you're bigger now.